Okay, everybody ready to get started? First, I just want to say thanks for being here. It is Wednesday, right before 4th of July, and I know you guys probably have better things to do than watching my YouTube, but I truly appreciate you being here. So, we're going to talk about detox without misery. And this is something that comes up a lot with my patients. Have you ever jumped into a detox, felt worse, and thought, my body must be broken? I get this all the time. So stick with me for about the next 30 minutes, and I'm going to show you why it's not your fault and how to fix it with drainage first, detox, infrared heat, cold plunges, breath work, and a lot more. Are you ready? All right. I'm Dr. Cindy Ross, cancer specialist, functional medicine nerd, and proud owner of one of the good health saunas that we're going to talk about tonight. I live in it. I posted a picture the other day teasing this live about how much I get in mine. I probably use mine, I don't know, 5 or 6 times a week at least. Try to get in it for 20 minutes, if not longer. So we'll dive into a little bit more on why I use that brand. Tonight we're going to cover drainage pathways 101, while they're there, step 0 for detox, heat versus cold therapy, sauna, infrared, hot tub, cold plunge, red light, dry brushing, breath work, science and how-tos. And then also, I just published a new ebook this week, Reclaim Your Terrain, but it's on detoxing. We also are going to do a live Q&A. So again, please feel free to leave me your questions on TikTok or on the YouTube live stream. I will be happy to answer them in outside of this as well. If you're too shy, drop them in, and you can also email me as well. So we'll do a live Q&A. I already have a ton of questions that everybody's been asking me for this week, so we'll go over that. And then I will also give you a discount scoop on Get Health Saunas at the end, as well as the ebook for 99 cents, and I'll give you that code as well. Okay. Okay, so section 1. Also, drop the fire emoji in the chat if you have a sauna. I would like to know if you're actually already sweating it out. I want to know. I want to know that you're in my circle. So why drainage first? And this is a huge question that I get because so many times my patients come to me and we have to detox, whether they have heavy metals or their gut is just a wreck or they got parasites. I mean, the list goes on and on. But if you and so many people contact me that aren't even patients of mine wanting to know the best detox. Well, I can't tell you that because I don't know exactly what you have going on. And you have to open up the drainage pathways first, or you're going to feel absolutely terrible. I always tell people like the first couple of days, it's almost like you have the flu, and sometimes it lasts longer than just a couple of days. You might even run a fever because your body is getting rid of so many toxins. So I want you to picture this. Your body as a busy city. Detox is garbage day, but if the streets, the drainage pathways are blocked, trash trucks can't move. Result, your city stinks, aka brain fog, fatigue, rashes, right? Okay, so the key exit pathways are going to be your liver and bile ducts, your lymphatic highways, colon and kidneys, and your skin. So if you develop a rash, I guarantee you it's coming from your gut. Okay. So we have to clear out those drainage pathways. We open up those pathways before we deep clean. That's the whole first chapter of my ebook. Okay, so let's talk about infrared saunas. All right, so I have a good health sauna, and I just was asked to be on their podcast. So I think that's going to be, I know we're recording next week, so I'll make sure to share it on my social media channels so you guys can understand a little bit more about it. But it's my number one detox tool. Back in February, when I was having the worst flare of my life, I actually bought the sauna in November, started using it, and really started using it on a consistent basis to reduce my inflammation. And it's it's my miracle drug. It literally is. And we've been creating my studio so I can do these lives with you. And so everything's been jumbled up, and my sauna has been blocked for like the past 2 weeks. And I have not been able to get in it. Well, just the past few days, I've been back on my consistent basis, and I feel 100 times better. I mean, not that I felt bad over the past week, but I felt better. I'm getting the sweat on, and I just feel really good. And even I get compliments at the gym, your skin's glowing, and it truly does that. And I just want to tell you, like my sauna that I bought, if you guys know Jason, you know that he crosses his T's and dots his I's on anything that we purchase. And he does homework on the saunas. And we studied them for quite some time before we purchased. And we actually ended up going with Good Health Saunas because of all the bells and whistles that it offers. It even has Bluetooth, and I don't even know if you feel like you need that or not, but I didn't think that I needed it, but I do enjoy my phone being hooked up to the Bluetooth. I do my meditations in there. I kind of do a 2 for 1, but their warranty is great. It has chromotherapy. I like the red light. If you see my pictures, it usually has the red light because it's more for healing, and I'm always reducing inflammation in my body, just like we talked about last week. So again, okay, so let me explain what the infrared does. The infrared, it penetrates up to 2 inches into the tissue. And that's not just sweating water weight, that's helping the body release pesticides, plastic residues, and even heavy metals through the skin. It also boosts blood flow, stimulates collagen, and it can burn up to 600 calories per session. I feel like I'm getting a workout in there. Like I look at my heart rate. I don't have it on right now because it's charging, but I'm looking at my Fitbit, and my heart rate gets up just as if I was actually like on the stepper. I mean, it's probably 125 at a moderate pace, but my heart rate's up and I'm burning calories. So I will make sure that I leave the link. Good Health Saunas actually built me out a website page just to be able to give my patients a discount link. So I will make sure to leave that in the show notes. Okay, so let's talk about red light therapy. And I have mine. I don't know if you can see it behind the over here. That is my red light therapy. It's a small panel. I love it. You know, I love it because it's portable. We have a camper, and if I want to take it with me when we're camping, it's very portable. When I was injured, I put it on my knee and my ankle, and you have it at different times, whether you're focused on, you know, if it's for anti-aging on your face, you could have it for 5 minutes a day is extremely helpful. I used it 10 to 15 minutes on my injuries, and I can tell you, I even had a friend that come over. It was on a weekend, and he was injured. Hey, Peptide Patrick, I'm giving you a shout out. But he come over to use my red light therapy because it was Sunday and no one was open. And he immediately felt better. He had like tweaked his knee, and immediately the inflammation was down, and he had a lot more range of motion. So let me explain what the red light therapy does. So red and near infrared light, and that red light therapy also has infrared as well. It stimulates the mitochondria. And so you think of it like charging your internal batteries. It improves skin clarity, wound healing, and it reduces oxidative stress. You can use it in the morning for mood and energy, or post sauna for recovery. This is something else that I do, and I encourage, especially my cancer patients, to do this. Dry brushing. Okay, dry brushing. It stimulates the lymphatic system, which has no pump unless you move. It's amazing for gentle exfoliation and encouraging the flow of toxins through the skin's exit route. Now, it's really important to brush the right way, which I didn't do at the beginning, but you want to make sure that you're brushing towards the heart. So you want to literally from the feet all the way up, and you want to brush. So my first 5 minutes that I'm sitting in the sauna, I am dry brushing. And I feel like it not only it exfoliates my skin, but it really opens up things where I am sweating like a fool. So you want to do it just so you really are getting the sweat on, okay? And let's talk about cold plunging. I love cold plunging. So I got invited over to this like a day retreat near me, a brand new place. My friend April owns it, and I will have to give them a shout out in the show notes because they are all the time putting retreats on. So if you are local in the area, I highly recommend going there. I've been all over for retreats, and I feel like I'm stepping into another country when I'm at their place. So I'll make sure to put their location in. And I think that they have something coming up actually, like probably at the end of the month, that you can sign up for. But I was introduced last year to cold plunges, and I was so nervous about doing my first one. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get frostbite. Well, it was a high like I've never. I could compare it to probably jumping out of the plane when I jumped out of the plane. It was that amazing. Okay. And I sat for about 3.5 minutes my first time, and it was awesome. Like it was fantastic. So immediately when I got home, my husband was saying, "We're not buying a cold plunge. You have a standalone tub and we have an ice machine." So if you ever see me, I'm like lugging up 5-gallon buckets of ice upstairs, and I'm putting it in my cold bathtub. But I love it. And I even have on Insight Timer, which is the app that I told you about last week, where there's meditations. I actually I lead a couple of cold plunge meditations. It does help to work on your breath work while you're in there, but it's gonna just invigorate you, and it's gonna give you so much energy. And you think I talk fast now? I'm a mile a minute after I do a cold plunge. So let's talk about the benefits. So cold plunges tone the vagus nerve, improves mental resilience, and it literally squeezes your lymph vessels like a sponge. So even 1 to 2 minutes, it can shift your entire mood and inflammation level for the day. I had a good friend of mine come over last summer, and she was staying the weekend, and I convinced her to get into the bathtub, and I poured the ice in there, and she squealed for like the first minute. And then afterwards, she was just saying, she had so much inflammation, and her entire body felt 100 times better. And so I love introducing people to ice plunges for the first time. One day I'm going to get to Norway and do some ice diving. That's the goal. Okay, so let's talk about breath work. Slow, conscious breath moves. I do this one all the time in the bathtub. I do it anytime I feel stressed. If you have anxiety, I was just talking. My I think a lot of you know that my friend's in the hospital right now. My best friend's in the hospital, fighting for his life. But I was talking to his wife the other day about this box breathing, and it's amazing because it's a 4 count box breathing. You can do it anywhere. You can do it in your car. You can do it while you're at work, but literally count 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. So 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds exhale, 4 seconds hold. And you're going to do that. You can do it about 5 minutes, and it will completely shift into healing mode. So I highly recommend learning the box breath. Okay, quick poll. And I would love to see it if you're live with me on TikTok or on here on YouTube. I would love for you to type in the word liver if you've ever done a cleanse that tanked your energy. So just type in the word liver. I want to see, because I know that I've had a lot of patients that their energy gets tanked because they don't start with opening up the drainage first, and you have to do that. All right, so let's talk about the difference. I got asked this week. What is the difference? Actually, it was today, because there is just a regular traditional sauna at the gym in Orange Beach, and then I have the infrared, and someone was asking me like what the difference is. And I want to say the temperature, I think the temperature at the Orange Beach Rec Center, it's about 180. So the heat in a regular traditional sauna, all I know is that like my jewelry burns me if I'm in there. I didn't know what had attacked me the first day that I was in that sauna, but like everything was on fire. But I want to say the temperature was about 180. And I can like feel my breath. It's so hot, like my nose. But the infrared, it's different because of the penetration. I sit at about 150 degrees. 120 to 150 is where you want to be, whatever you can tolerate. I really like 150. I again, I sit for about 20 minutes in it and I love it. And I sweat like a fool. Um, in the sauna, in the regular traditional sauna, I don't seem to sweat as much, but it's really hot. And it's almost like I don't know, I can't even stand in there for like 10 minutes. It's unbearable to me. But the infrared, it's going to go 1.5 to 2 inches deeper into your tissue. And so it's going to help with detox. And so I think for me, the infrared works so much better because I'm sweating at a much faster rate. And also, again, I don't find myself being heat sensitive, but I really am in the traditional saunas. And I like sitting longer, so I do like the infrared for that as well. All right. So benefits for the infrared. Parasympathetic tone, it mobilizes heavy metals, it boosts growth hormone up to 300%. We all need a little boost in growth hormone, burns 600 calories, skin glow, and it helps produce collagen. Okay, so let's talk about hot tub versus hydrotherapy. Okay. Hot tubs, they hit you with hydrostatic pressure. So think of it like liquid compression socks. They aid circulation, reduce joint pain, and pair perfectly with a cold plunge for contrast therapy. Something else I didn't really mention in here, but I did during my flare, and I bought them and I love them, and I don't have them handy. I think they're on the shelf behind me, but they are the compression sleeves. And I know that they have them at quite a few places around here that you can go check out. Just shoot me a message and I'll give you that information. I can't think of their contact information right off the top of my head. But I know like cryotherapy and Foley, they have it. But I love the compression sleeves because what it does, what's going to make you really have to pee because it's getting all that lymph, like it literally squeezes from your feet up and it's like getting a massage on your legs. And I would stay in them for like 30 to 45 minutes. Love them. All right. So that's definitely something that you could try if you've never tried them. Also, cold plunging temperature. Everybody asked me about this. So I like to sit at about 38 degrees, 40 degrees, maybe even 42 is okay, but I like it a little bit colder and I sit for a little bit less time. It spikes your norepinephrine, it like gets really those epinephrine levels up 200 to 300%, improves the vagal tone and tightens your lymph vessels, okay? So it's really like wringing out a sponge. That's what it does. But Jason, on the other hand, he likes to sit longer at about 10 minutes. And he probably, I would say anything below 59 degrees is beneficial. You're going to read it's probably below 55, but I would say 59 just because that's usually about like a cold shower and that's beneficial. It just invigorates you, right? Like gets your energy going. If you can get it below 55, that would be awesome. And again, I like mine colder and I sit for about 3 to 5 minutes. Um, Protocol is 1 to 3 minutes, complete immersion, breathing slow, work on the box breathing. Contrast tip, you can sauna for 15 minutes and then do cold plunge for 2. You could repeat that 3 times for that metabolic effect. That would be great. All right. So have you tried a cold plunge? If you have, I would love to hear from you. Type it out. Just say burr, BRRR. Put it in the chat. Let me know if you've tried a cold plunge, if it's something that intimidates you or not. Maybe not brave enough. I wasn't brave enough. I didn't think I was brave enough at first. Um, okay, so the red light therapy, let me tell you, we'll go back to it for a second. Penetrates mitochondria, it boosts your ATP, and it reduces oxidative stress, and it is awesome for post sauna. I'm gonna tell you, when I was in my flare, this whole routine, I was doing all of it, and I felt like I couldn't even schedule patients until like 11 o'clock in the day because I had to get all of it in. I don't do all of it every day anymore now that I'm not in my flare and I got all my inflammation down. But I do, I try to mix it up. Like today was sauna, cardio, weights, and then tomorrow I'll probably do, and I did dry brushing as well. Tomorrow, I'll probably do some red light therapy and cold plunge. So I just try to mix it up. So I don't expect you to try to get it all in every single day. It's exhausting. I understand that. And then let me go back to the dry brushing because people ask me this all the time. You can use a natural bristle brush, strokes towards the heart, 2 to 3 minutes pre-shower or sauna. It exfoliates the dead skin so sweat ducts stay clear. All right. And then again, breath work, you can do it when you're in the tub, you can do it when you're in the shower, you can do it at work, you can do it when you're driving. So just whatever you feel like you need. All right. It enhances your bile release as well. Okay, so this is something else that we need to discuss. Supplements before and during detox. This is really important. Most people go straight to detox without opening up those pathways, and we really need to support it with supplements. So before detox, drainage prep is about 3 to 5 days minimum. Milk thistle, 150 to 300 milligrams. It supports liver enzymes and bile flow. NAC, 600 milligrams is the protocol. It replenishes glutathione and it preps the liver for detox. Magnesium glycinate, 2 to 300 milligrams, keeps the bowels moving. We all want that. Also, citrate as well. It does help. I love citrate. I drink a powder in my water. I did the video on it maybe a week ago now. I did the video on it. I love it. And it definitely, there's so many forms of magnesium, but all of them tend to relax you and it relaxes the bowels, helps the joints move. So definitely add magnesium. Spore-based probiotic balances the gut terrain. And one thing that I used a lot was castor oil packs. 30 minutes over liver nightly. I never did it over the liver when I was in my flare. I did it over my joints. But I had my cloth and I would use a heating pad, and the heating pad worked great for stimulation. But if you do it over the liver, it gently stimulates the bile and the lymph. So it's going to help you use the bathroom, which is great for opening up the drainage pathways. Okay, so during detox, and this is in my ebook as well, 7 days of detox. Activated charcoal or GI detox, 1 cap away from food, and it binds the released toxins. A lot of people don't realize that they need a binder. I get people calling and asking me about ivermectin and fenbendazole and all these things. And yet I do think that they're wonderful, but you got to do it the right way, whether you're detoxing, just with regular protocols or you're doing something to that extreme. You have to do it right. And adding a binder in is what you have to do to pull those toxins out. Glycine, I started using glycine during my flare. I'm addicted to it. I love it so much. I do it every night. It's right after dinner is when I do mine, and it just calms my nervous system down, helps my joints, and it supports detox enzymes. Glutathione. If you are a cancer patient, do not add glutathione. We can talk about this on another day, and I can get into it on a deeper basis, but do not add glutathione if you have a cancer diagnosis. If you do not have a cancer diagnosis and you want to add glutathione, then I would suggest doing 400 to 500 milligrams. It protects your cells during the toxin release phase. And then berberine. I love berberine. If you're a patient of mine, you know how much I love berberine. 200 to 300 milligrams with dinner if you're in the detox. If you're using it for insulin resistance, there's a whole nother protocol for that, but we're just talking about detox right now. Okay. So these are all mapped out by timing in my ebook. I created a full day-by-day chart, so you're never going to be guessing what's going on or when to do what or how much, okay? So what's inside the ebook? So reclaim your terrain, detox without misery. It includes 5 foundational shifts: drainage, liver, terrain cleanup, binding, nervous system reset. There's going to be a full 7-day cleanse, meals, shake recipes, supplement dosing. And then in a bonus, I put protocols for infrared, cold plunge, castor oil packs. Also, there's room for journaling prompts and breath work. So you're going to be able to grab it for just 99 cents and I'm going to put the promo code in the show notes. Okay. All right. So a couple questions that I got, and you guys are being so shy. You're not asking me any live questions, but I have tons to answer from this week as I've been teasing this. And you'll see me do that every week. So if you have something and maybe you cannot make it on live, I am recording this as well. So I will post it afterwards. But don't just rely on the recording. I want you to join me live so we can have a nice conversation. Okay, so question number one. Can I sauna while pregnant or breastfeeding? Standard advice is no. Core temperature spikes can be especially risky for baby. Opt instead for a warm Epsom salt bath and gentle dry brushing, and revisit infrared sessions after nursing ends. Is red light therapy safe if I have implants? Yes. LED red near infrared light produces no radiation, and it will not heat silicone or saline. Keep the panels about 6 to 12 inches away to avoid surface overheating. I have implants. I don't have any issues, and I stay far away from the panels. So I never feel anything heating up. I'm always transparent about that. So I love it for that reason. Question number 3, how many binders per day if I'm constipated? Start with a half a cap once daily, ramp up to 1 cap twice daily, only if you're having at least 1 bowel movement per day. If your stool slows, you can pause binders and bump up magnesium. Or oxy powder is something that I've talked about on one of my supplement Sundays. Happy to put that in the show notes as well. I love oxy powder. I found it when I was at a cancer conference in April, and it's a fantastic supplement, especially if you have bowel issues. But I like to keep my colon nice and clean. What's better for sore joints, hot tub or infrared? Infrared wins for cellular repair and collagen boost, but a 20-minute, 101-degree hot tub soak gives that hydrostatic relief. Best combo, infrared first, hot tub stretch second. You can absolutely do both if you have time. Does dry brushing help cellulite, or is that hype? It's mostly hype for permanent cellulite removal, but great for lymph flow, dead skin removal, and temporary skin smoothness before events. I can tell a difference when I'm dry brushing. My skin is a lot more smooth. I could say that I definitely notice less cellulite on the back of my legs when I'm dry brushing. Optimal time of day for cold plunge, morning or post workout. So I'm going to go back to this. My husband sits for about 10 minutes, and I did test it out one time sitting longer, and I did notice it actually made me sleepy. And he does it before bed, and it relaxes him because, again, he's going at a little bit warmer temperature, probably 55 to 59, and he's sitting for about 10 minutes. So if you're wanting that relaxation, I would opt for a little bit less cold and sit for longer if you're wanting to relax. If you are wanting that spike in the morning, post-workout, early plunge spikes, get your endorphins going for focus. Post-workout, it cools inflammation. And then skip within 2 hours after strength training if you're chasing muscle growth. I'm going to repeat that. Skip it within 2 hours. So wait 2 hours after strength training if you're chasing muscle growth. So if you're trying to build muscle, wait 2 hours. Question number 7, can I use Epsom salt instead of a sauna? It's not a full substitute, but 2 cups of Epsom in hot water draws magnesium through skin and mildly raises core temp. Great if you're heat sensitive or traveling without a sauna. You can get the magnesium flakes as well. I don't know if you've ever tried that before, but it is pretty awesome. How do I know that my drainage pathways are open? You're pooping 1 to 3 times a day, no skin rashes, minimal bloating, and you sweat easily in mild heat. Okay, so my live just finished up on YouTube. So I'm going to go over now just to TikTok. So we'll finish these Q&As, okay? Why do I get headaches after an infrared session? Usually electrolyte loss or mobilized toxins. So rehydrate with mineral water and a fourth teaspoon of sea salt. Add 200 milligrams of magnesium and shorten the next session by 5 minutes. Question number 10. Is one 7-day cleanse enough or do I repeat? One round is a reset. Chronic issues may need a 7-day cleanse each quarter or a gentler drainage protocol monthly. Listen to your labs and your body. Question number 11. What supplements pair best with red light? Wow. Okay. So listen, mitochondrial boosters, CoQ10, 100 milligrams, and then also 500 milligrams of glutathione if you are not a cancer patient. Take 30 minutes before your session for maximal ATP surge. All right. For my cancer patients, this was a question I got this week. How soon can I sauna post chemo? Clear with your oncologist. Most patients resume low temperature infrared about 120 degrees for 10 minutes, 2 to 4 weeks after last infusion once blood counts rebound. Question 13. Do I need electrolytes with every cold plunge? It is not mandatory for a 2-minute plunge, but if you're pairing with a sauna or working out, I add a pinch of Celtic salt in 12 ounces of water just to prevent dizziness. And I noticed this the other day. I was at the gym and I did not put my salt in the water and I just came out of the sauna and I did get a little dizzy at the gym. So definitely add a little bit of Celtic salt, just a pinch. That's all you need. Should I breathe? Should I breath hold in cold water or keep it steady? Keep it steady. Slow nasal inhales, 4-count exhales signal your vagus nerve that you're safe. Breath holding spikes stress hormones and it can raise blood pressure. How long before sauna should I dry brush? I do it right when I get in the sauna. 2 minutes is protocol right before you step into it. It opens up pores, stimulates the lymph, so sweat glands fire faster. I'm telling you, as soon as I get done dry brushing, I am pouring sweat. You don't want to dry brush once you start sweating. That it will get nasty. So make sure that you're not clammy or anything like that, and you're getting in there right before. So I would do it probably right before I step in the sauna. What binder is best for mold exposure? Activated charcoal. I love activated charcoal. Usually you can find it at your CVS. You can get it on my Full Script dispensary, but you can get it at CVS, Walgreens. If you travel as well, I would highly recommend getting activated charcoal. If you feel just even a gurgle in your gut, you can take that activated charcoal. It's going to help clear you right up. Is magnesium citrate okay if I have acid reflux? Yes, but glycinate is actually more gentle on the gut. Citrate triggers reflux. If citrate triggers reflux, swap to 300 milligrams of glycinate at bedtime. All right, we're getting to the end. Question 19, sauna first, workout second, or vice versa. For muscle growth workout, sauna enhances recovery. For fat burn and detox, sauna, light cardio. Either way, hydrate between sessions. And last one for the day. How does breath work actually move lymph? Deep breathing acts like a pump on the thoracic duct, the largest lymph vessel, helping fluid return to the heart and reducing congestion. Okay, are you ready to detox without crashing? So you can download my ebook. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. Also, I will put the information about Good Health Saunas as well. I did negotiate a discounted link for you in the show. And also, I'm super excited about this. So, I'm announcing my members only healing lounge. So, it's a completely new platform that I've been working on. So, I am going to officially invite you tonight into something brand new. It is a private community on Circle. Circle is the name of the platform. It is now live, and I am ready to bring you in. It's a safe, supportive space that I've created where we can go deeper into everything that we talk about here: detox, wellness, healing, hope. There's a space for general wellness and another dedicated space just for my cancer patients who are navigating their journey and want integrative support. It's a great way that you can talk to others as well. Inside that you're going to get exclusive resources, live coaching, early access to courses. I have this brand new course that I already have two. I'm releasing a module a week, and there's already two up. And early access to courses, a chance to connect with others who are walking your same path. Think of it as your healing lounge, and I can't wait to meet you there. We can chat all the time. I'll drop the link in the show notes as well. So I just want to say thank you again for spending your evening with me. Remember, your body was designed to heal. I'm going to see you in the comments, the circle community, and then next week's live on Wednesday. Stay vibrant, stay curious, and keep reclaiming your terrain. Thanks again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful 4th of July. Bye.